All right, so basically, what are your thoughts on this game? Because it seems as though there's a lot of very, very large problems with the game, but the game itself is really, really good. Is it not?
What led you to drive this discussion? Who? Yeah, dude, did someone say, yo, you know what, let's start some drama?
Someone's putting
No, this is not drama.
No, kidding.
This is not drama.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to fix some settings right there. I think my chat can hear everything now.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so... Well, I think this game is great. I've been waiting for it for quite a long time, and I'm sure some of you have as well, right?
Yeah.
I think all of us, we've been playing a lot of Wuthering Waves. Like when I look at how long you guys have been streaming, Pokke, you've been like 13 hours.
Yes, sir.
You've been like 11 hours. Steparu, you're at 13 hours. I'm at 16 hours. Okay.
Damn.
I think we all like the game, right?
Yeah.
But there seems to be some problems with it, right? What do you guys think about the game right now?
I'm not sure if you guys have experienced this before. Wait, hold on. Let me show you guys the thing that I've experienced. Is this UMD, don't know what error thingy, and then it will like make the frame like super high, and then my game will just crash out. I'm not sure if you've seen this. Wait, hold on. Let me just send it.
I get some memory leak stuff. Like
Yep, me too.
I got this. Yeah. And this happened like 3 times, like UE4 something.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I got it like thrice. So like every single time it happens, my stream will just like lag and the game will just force quit. And now my chat is like 10 seconds behind because of the lag. Like, it not just makes the game lag, like my whole setup just lags now. So,
really?
Me too.
Yeah.
Actually, like I don't get this error, but I get so much memory leak that I have to force close the game because everything goes to like 0.5 FPS.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, same. Same.
Damn. Are you guys on NA?
Yeah, I'm on NA, bro.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm on NA too. So I thought it was like a...
Really?
I first thought it was because of a like ping issue because I'm from Singapore. Then I'm playing NA and I'm like, okay, maybe it's because the ping is just ridiculous.
No.
But okay.
It was there in the last beta too, but I guess they didn't fix it for everyone. Yeah.
Swiddly, have you had any of those issues as well?
Ping issues? Or I
Or
had a
crashing
force crash once. But besides that, I haven't had the other issues. I did randomly just crash once, and then I said, I think the error that you guys got.
Okay. I kind of want to make this call partially just because I want to confirm I'm not insane, and also I guess just gather your guys' thoughts on the game as a whole, right? Like,
okay.
Does that, like, I don't know if any of you guys want to start. I could start if you don't want to, but
you can go for it. Yeah, you can go for it.
Yeah,
okay.
The call. Yeah.
So, I think this game has a lot of core great things. It obviously is copying Genshin. We all know this. Like, it's trying to derive a lot from Genshin, but improve upon it, right? The combat is, I think we can all agree, is really good. The combat is really enjoyable. It's very fun. The detail of characters in the world looks really good, right? Even if you're not the biggest fan of some of the character designs and stuff, it all looks really nice, right? But then everything else is either Genshin-y or right now, like the story is having tons of problems. People are hating on the story and then the performance. Would you guys kind of agree with that? Or...
I think the performance is kind of there, like the issues with the slowing down. I've restarted my game like maybe 6 times during the whole stream. And then as for the story, I feel like the story is still a little bit slow, and then it picks up later, like near the end, I guess. But it feels a little bit slow because it throws like lots of dialogues at you, and like it feels like you're playing a visual novel more than an action game.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Pokke or Swiddly, any thoughts?
Yeah. I think or rather my preference for Wuthering Waves right now in the early game is to just try to progress as much as possible. So I'm basically just spamming skip story. But from the first like 30 minutes to 1 hour, I try to listen a little bit. It's like it's a very generic, very cliche plot, I would say. So I kind of just like zoned out, and then I just wanted to spam everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Swiddly, any thoughts about the story or anything?
I think in the story, I think I played it enough times. I know what it's about after skipping, so I pretty much skipped it on this playthrough. But I'm looking forward to the last 2 chapters. I think they mentioned they added in 2 chapters, and it feels like they're generally going or trying to go in the right direction of making it more fast-paced. I feel like it is really hard in the beginning because there's a lot of Chinese-based terminologies, so it's hard for people to follow the story when they're throwing a lot of the terms around. But I think as you play more, and maybe as the story picks up too, it'll be easier to follow. Like in maybe the latter half of the story, or in the 1.1 story.
I think you may be right. Would you guys say that this game will succeed? This is a genuine question, because I feel as though a lot of people's first impressions right now are being soured. I don't know if you've been looking around at like kind of the
not yet.
common opinions right now.
I haven't. I've been playing nonstop.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've been hearing about it while playing. There's currently a Billy thread with 23,000 comments of
Wait, Billy
hate posts.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. The first post was talking about how the devs should reincarnate themselves, which I'm assuming means bad things.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was Google Translate, but
We're gonna cultivation reincarnation.
Oh my god, that is kind of it's kind of.
I think one thing you have to keep in mind though is I think the Chinese community in general is always a bit more negative towards the China developed games. So it feels like
agree.
even before release or before some of the issues, there was definitely a much more negative perspective on the game compared to, let's say, the global feedback.
I think you're right about that.
And
That's
there's almost like this mentality that the games, especially from those of the Chinese developers, they have to prove themselves. Like everyone's already starting from a lower perspective of this game is bad. And then it feels like all the games you have to prove yourself before it becomes respected by the Chinese community.
That's an interesting thought, actually. I didn't look at it that way. You probably know a lot more about that stuff than I do.
And whereas here it almost feels like the opposite. Like everything is hyped up. And then it's like this is the greatest game ever by a lot of people. And then it's like as the game goes on, people are like, oh, maybe it's not the greatest game ever.
Oh,
so
no.
it's a very interesting parallel of like this game sucks in the Chinese community to like, okay, I think this game is pretty good. Maybe we should give it a chance from like the global communities. Every game is hyped, and then you slowly learn maybe some games are not as hype as they should have, were not as hype, or didn't live up to the hype, I guess.
Can I just share what level you guys at right now?
I'm on account level like 21 right now.
Okay. Then,
I'm
same.
at 24.
Holy shit! What
I'm
the
at
hell?
19.
How the hell do you hit 24? You max refresh?
I max refresh and I kind of swiped the battle pass.
Oh my god! All right.
It was a mistake though.
Okay, I
There
haven't
it
gone
is.
as hard as you, but like, I guess I could. I did max refresh on the first day though.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to push it, you know?
I was just testing things. Surely, I mean, you know. Stuff
Yeah, I'm
like
trying to figure the game out. I'm new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like have you guys tried well, I know that for instance, like MrPokke, I don't know if you played any of the previous betas or anything, but like what do you
I
guys
played
think?
CBD too, but I
Okay.
didn't play for very long. So I've only played for like probably less than a week. Then I'm like, nah, I'm good. Then I just
Yeah,
want to
fair
wait for
enough.
the actual game. Yeah.
What do you guys think about like do you think that like once you get to the like past all the yapping at the beginning and all the basic things, once you get to like Tower of Adversity and the Elusive Realm and holograms, do you think that the game is like really solid or good, or do you think like what are your opinions, I guess, on
You mean endgame loop?
kind of endgame loop, but essentially when people get past the hump initial like crashes or something, or you know, not good story, do you think this game is actually like pretty solid and kind of like a winner, or do you feel as though it's too similar to Genshin and that's a big part of why people aren't a huge fan right now?
I'm actually not comparing this to Genshin. I just finished Sekiro, so I have a little bit of Sekiro very in me. I feel like the parry system they did is pretty good. It's not as punishing as Sekiro, and the boss don't really hit you for like that hard now, and it's quite easy to pull it off. But I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, when you dash, your character will automatically dash back. Or is it just me, or do I have a skill issue?
When you press dash without moving anywhere, right? You do a dash back?
Like, I'm holding my W, yeah, and then I press my right mouse key, my character will just dash back, like bounce back.
Okay,
What?
that's that dude.
That's
That's
a bug.
yeah, like that's either
My
a bug
character
or
dashes forward.
Yeah. It's
When I
probably
press
bugging.
shift,
That's weird.
he dashes forward. But when I press right click and forward, he dashes backwards.
Okay, that just doesn't make any sense.
yeah, that's weird. No.
Okay, that's just me. Okay, that's just me. Yeah. But other than this one annoying, but I think the combat is really good.
How much ping do you have, by the way?
366 at the moment. But I heard that the ping doesn't matter unless you play co-op.
Yeah, are you really feeling it at all, or does it feel like?
No,
pretty
I have zero issues with the ping. It's like
Okay,
every time
awesome.
I clear, it's there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's much more like client side than a server side game, I guess is the big thing. While Genshin is a little bit more the opposite, I think.
Oh, some people are also getting that dash that Pokke's getting. Some people are reporting
really?
it. Yeah, I
Oh.
guess it's just
Okay.
a common thing.
It's just
Okay, I'm
it's
not
just a
commenting, but I
bug.
mean, it's a reportable thing. I cannot comment.
Okay. Yeah,
Alright,
just a
alright.
little bit annoying, but it's all good.
okay, it's just a little bit of an issue. Okay, I don't think it's a stretch to say that I've been looking forward to this game for quite a long time, and this is the type of game I want to go all into. That I like, really like this type of thing. So, I just kind of want to talk to you guys, I guess, in total, just about how you guys feel about the game, and like if you've seen some of I don't know, I guess all the hate going towards it, because I don't know, I just find it disappointing because I feel as though this game had and still has so much potential, but the amount of hate it's getting is it's a bit sad to see, and also just how the launch quality kind of is. Like it feels like it needed more time.
I would take the Chinese community as a big one, but I think the main thing is how the devs respond to all the feedback in the first couple of weeks, days. I feel like I would say take the Chinese community's immediate feedback with a grain of salt, and then see what happens in the next, let's say, 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair.
So maybe sort of similar to, I think there is a bit of like some people in the community probably or might, let's say, hype up games, like not this one specifically, but let's say some other games just for the purpose of making content. I think there is definitely something like that in the Chinese community too. So it feels like, but the opposite way. So kind of like what I mentioned before. So when you hear a lot of negative feedback, it's like you have to also evaluate it with the lens of, are they doing this for content, or do they actually think the game is bad? And do they want this game to fail because they're incentivized? There is like a lot of shilling in the Chinese community.
For views, right?
Like people will get paid from
Oh my god, they get
like
paid.
companies, games, people to say things a certain way.
Oh shit.
It's hard to tell how things will. So especially on day one and like maybe even the first 1 week or two, I feel like personally, if you enjoyed the game, I wouldn't let the outside opinions affect it as much. And then after 1 or 2 weeks, after you get a better sense for how the game feels on release, then think or take a look at what the community or what the environment around is saying. Because it's really hard to tell, and it honestly is pretty difficult to sort through all the reviews on day one or even week one and figure out, is this a legit review, or is this a review from someone who has an agenda, or from someone who has a different incentive than to just tell the community what they genuinely think about the game versus what they think they should say to get more views.
Yeah, I also think think on top of that, like people are more prone to, if they have a bad experience with the game, they're just gonna log off and say something bad about the game. As to when you're enjoying the game, you're still playing the game. You're not looking at what's going on around you. So I think there's that concept too.
Yeah, I think you're both absolutely right. That's a very good point. I'm not saying like my opinions are not being shaped by the people saying this, but like it's more just like the amount of hate I'm very surprised about, actually, because like I do know it's a very competitive thing, right? Because everyone's looking at this through a competitive lens of like comparing it to Genshin or sunk cost fallacy or all sorts of things where like one has to be the winner and one has to be the loser. Everything has to be black and white.
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
But I think it's also true that this game kind of feels like, how they accidentally said open beta during the live stream?
Oh, right, for the English ones.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't joking, right? And the thing is, like, I truly like this game, and I like Kuro games as well. I think like Punishing Raven's a really cool game, and I see this game as like, oh man, they're gonna make a better PGR style game. But it's sad to see that they kind of just needed a little bit more time, honestly. I feel. It feels like everything there is right. They just needed more time to let it cook in the oven a bit, iron out some of those issues.
Yeah. Do you guys have like any personal problems like aside from what other people are saying?
I think you should be able to skip all story. Why can you only skip some story but not all of it? You know
Oh
what
yeah,
I
I
mean?
saw that. Some skip, and then for me, I think it's mostly about the memory issue. And I think I kind of preferred the CBT one starting story, but because it was more fast paced at the beginning with the action, and then maybe I don't know. I feel like the story is okay, but then once you get to near the ending part, it starts picking up better and better.
Have you guys tried the endgame? Like in COD2 or even right now?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but like extensively, I think.
How is it like? If you were to compare with Genshin?
So, Tower of Adversity is Genshin's Abyss. Like,
Yep.
that's really what it is. It has like small differences such as the vigor system and like being able to use those characters, but it doesn't really have too many other differences. You just kill mobs, sometimes a boss in an arena with a timer. I will say, it actually is a lot more fun than Genshin in my opinion, just because the combat in this game as a whole is more advanced, right?
Yep.
But all in all, it's Genshin, right? The Elusive Realm is actually really fun and good. People say it's exactly like Honkai Third's Elysian Realm or whatever it's called. I've never played that, but I think it's fun, repeatable content. You could compare it to Honkai Star Rail. You know, it's simulated universe in a way. Even though it's not the exact same, you can kind of compare it to that. And I think people have a lot of enjoyment. Have you gone in there, by the way?
Yeah, I did one run
This update?
for the SU out of the IR.
Did you notice that half the characters in the game can't be used in it right now?
Oh wait, why?
They can't. So you know how every character gets character-specific upgrades in that
Yep.
mode? I guess half of them just don't have character-specific upgrades right now, so you can't use them in it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. When I
Is it-
saw that, I was
Like a bug or is it like a feature?
No, it's
I think
it's how it is right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
also-
okay.
Yinlin is also one of the characters that you can use, but then if you try to say user, it's like they're not out yet. It's like, okay, well,
Oh,
duh,
really?
but like they're usable there just when they come out.
The trial? That's funny. Is there a trial?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a trial. I think you have
Oh,
to
okay.
own them. But a character that we can't even use yet is one of the available ones, but characters that we can use right now are in the unavailable. And there's a lot of characters in the unavailable. A lot of 5 stars too that people might want to try, like Jianxin, or I butcher everyone's name. Don't mind me. But
Yeah.
and then the third endgame thing is tactical hologram. Honestly, I think the tactical holograms are amazing. I think they're insanely fun. I'm sure. I mean, Steparu and Sweetly and me played a lot of that extensively. Maybe you've seen some.
Yeah,
videos,
yeah. I
Pokke,
saw
of,
Sudi
what
do
they're
like a solo run. Oh my god.
Yeah, dungeon solo, and it's like insane, right? Like,
Yeah.
Dodge.
yeah, I can't get hit once, right? And that stuff, it's like it's really hardcore and it's really fun and enjoyable. It's probably not for
It's
the
so
more
good.
casual players,
It's so
right?
good.
But like the bosses are so well designed, and it feels like you're really pushing yourself. So these are kind of like the end game things. So, you know, like I'm not trying to shit on Genshin, but it literally is like kind of 3 times the amount of end game type stuff as what Genshin has even now, but on launch. So like the potential's there for like really cool end game fights, and like, I mean, hey, if we're talking content creator, it's like lots of highlight cool things to do and interesting stuff to test. I know Pokke, you like to do a lot of those zero cycle clears in Honkai Star Rail and
Yeah.
stuff, for instance. Like, it's the type of thing where like you can do all sorts of you could go Lingyang solo and people will be like, that guy sucks, you know?
True.
So it's like
Yeah.
it's cool to be able to try those things out and just have fun. But I think there's so much potential for endgame
Yeah.
in this game.
I would say that with no matter how good the endgame is, if this launch is like not as it doesn't live as I guess to people's expectations, they might not even reach the endgame and they just like don't even give you the game a try. So I'm trying to like just I don't even see the negative comments yet. So I'm just playing as much as I can to reach the endgame ASAP so that I can actually try it myself. So hopefully people can actually stick with it.
Yeah.
Even though the
100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great way of looking at it. You're actually gonna just try it for yourself. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. I'm kind of sad because it's like I really like this game, and I feel like it has so many good things. And you know, Pokke, I think you'll really enjoy some of that endgame stuff. I think you're gonna have a good time. But it's just like goddamn, dude, this game was supposed to be like this is gonna be the shit, right? Yeah, I also want to just apologize again. Sorry for the out of the blue call to all of you. I was just kind of like, you know what? I've been talking to myself essentially for 16 hours. My chat like is here, but you know, I need to talk to humans.
It's all good.
Like voice call, you know. Yeah, sorry for the short notice and all that. You've all been doing really long streams and all that, so.
No, it's all good. It's good because
honestly,
honestly, I'm just locked in. I don't even talk to chat. It's just I'm just playing the game. So like.
You're so locked in. I added you like twice, and then like you read the guy above and below my added comment. I was like, what? The...
Okay, it's also because my chat is like a little bit laggy, so like when I respond, it's probably a little bit late, but yeah.
Oh, I just unlocked co-op. Oh damn.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's probably messed up our lag stream with the memory leak, right?
Yeah, I think my stream is also super laggy too. Like I think, yeah, it's like all fucked. I've never really like set up like calls or talking to people. I just thought I would do this because why not? Thought you guys might be good to talk to about this game, and you know you're all going hardcore in the game too. So I felt like, you know, like-minded individuals. They all just want to grind and play this game. Perfect.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys have anything to say, but like it could just end it here, right? Because I'm sure everyone's real tired as well.
Oh, I'm gonna be playing for a little bit more, but
we're gonna go all day, 24 hours. No, I'm kidding.
Going that hard? I mean, I'm gonna keep playing, but you know, it's like, you know, maybe you guys are a little tired and kind of want to just go.
When are you guys gonna stop? When are you guys gonna stop?
Actually, I don't know.
The sun's coming up right now, but I can keep going for like hours.
Oh my!
I want to beat the story because when you beat the story, you unlock a new MC element. So
all of you are so hardcore.
What do you mean?
You stream so much since CBD2.
What do you mean? I would say I think we're all pretty hardcore when it comes to playing games and just going in, right? I would like to think that, right? So you know, I feel like you're all pretty good choices. To talk to, you know, I felt comfortable calling you guys. I'm pretty shy, okay, so sorry about this.
Nah, you're good, man.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I would say just don't try not to pay attention to the reviews too much, and then I guess.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I'm still going like all into this game, and I love it, right? I'm really enjoying this game.
It feels like you're growing more and more disappointed as you're going in. Like
I'm not disappointed with the game. I'm disappointed that people feel this way, and they aren't going to get to the parts that really make it as good as.
Wait, sorry, you're talking mainly about like Bilibili, or are you talking about like the English community?
Oh, dude, you look at the Wuthering Waves subreddit. Like, holy shit, it's on fire.
Oh, I don't know a single thing. Like, I've just been playing the entire day, but damn, sounds bad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the gotcha sub's on fire, but they're all animals anyways. Nobody cares what they say. But like, it's just like, and so many people in my chat, I'm sure in your chats too, are just like, hey, how do you fix this issue? Hey, how do you fix this issue? Like, I'm crashing. Like, how do you do this thing? I pulled Lingyang uninstall, right? The amount of people that are uninstalling because Lingyang, by the way, is pretty incredible.
It's actually the reroll angle.
Bro, no, people are just like, I literally pulled him and quit. Like, I'm just like, dude, come on. He's actually fun.
Wait, but is he actually like
fun.
bad?
I don't know how bad he is. I see
like,
people complain about it a lot though. But
the thing is, I think he's not great. Right? I think we can all kind of agree he's not great, but he's not like people are acting. I think tier lists have kind of killed it, right? People are acting like he's just literal dumpster useless, but also, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you all. It's how he looks. It's because he's furry character. That's like literally one of the biggest reasons. I'm not kidding.
I played him in the tower, and it did kind of feel like his kit, what they intended for him to do, didn't quite really get there. Felt like they intended for him to be like a fun aerial character with cool lion dancing combos. But as a result of, I think, some of how they wanted you to do specific combos to be able to execute his enhanced skill, and it did feel like compared to some of the other ones, he was a bit lacking in terms of damage and overall versatility, and like how easy it is to pick up. But I think one thing about Wuthering Waves and what I do like is I feel like it's one of those games where any day anyone can discover some like hidden tech about a character, and they could instantly become like the most broken thing ever. But it feels like because not as many people have tried out the game yet or really got into the late game content, we're lacking a lot of details, info about which character is really great. It feels like this is the type of game where you would have a bunch of those hidden tech videos. Like, oh, if you canceled his skill during this part and then you swapped him in during that part, it's actually like the most insane thing ever.
Yeah.
It's hard to say at this point, and it does feel like currently he doesn't feel that great. But a lot of characters have a lot of potential, and I think that's one fun part.
That's just true, because I think there's also a Sanhua tech that some people haven't discovered, but people have been messaging me, oh, yo, there's this Sanhua tech, you do crazy damage. I'm like, wow, really?
Yeah,
You,
I think that's one of the fun
skill
parts.
I know that like, do you know Jianxin or Genshin, however you say her name? I'm sorry.
She's my
for-
favorite character,
Well,
actually.
she's like, I didn't think she was really that good in the beta, and like overall people don't really think she's all that good now, but like she has this crazy thing, her outro skill boosts the next character's ult damage by like 35% and stuff, and I'm thinking like, okay, well what if you can do some big combo with that? Like it's totally true though, like there might be some cool tech, like remember, well maybe you guys don't remember, it really depends if you played on launch, but like Genshin, everyone was like, 4 stars equal trash. They're like, Xiangling, trash. Bennett, trash. However you say his name, Waterboy, trash. Right? They all just thought he was garbage. Like everyone thought they were all trash. Yeah, whatever. I literally can't say his name. I'm incapable of saying it.
He's good.
But like all those characters equal trash. Diluc, best character of all time.
Oh.
But then people realized, wait, everyone's completely wrong and nobody knows how to play the game and everyone's dumb. And then it all flipped around. That's literally what happened, and maybe that'll happen in this game too. But you know, I hope that they can be more proactive and like maybe buff characters if they're too good, right? Because as far as you know, they like nerfed Danjin from the beta, right?
Wait, did they?
I
They
think
buffed
they
Danjin.
did.
They buffed
Did
her
they?
actually.
They must.
Is she literally only just better than she was in the beta?
They buffed her coefficient a little bit. But I think
Oh.
I do personally feel like Danjin was not over-tuned even in the beta.
You think
Because
so?
even though she is like a showy character, and when you see people play Danjin, it will look like, oh, she might seem like the most broken character ever. But if you notice, if you actually take her out to play, she's not very fun to play in the overworld because of her
True.
low HP mechanic. You'll randomly be running, and then a mob will randomly like hit you, and then you'll just die.
Yeah,
So
that
you don't
actually
really
literally
use
happened
her
to
in
me,
the
yeah.
overworld, and then you don't really use her in the tower mode because most of the floors are like group targets, and when there's more than one target, it becomes really difficult to manage like your dodges if you're playing with Denjing. So she only really shines in the single boss fights, where it's like for players who want to learn the boss attacks and then try to do fun attacks with or fun showcases or have fun with Denjing. So it feels like it is a hard character to balance around too, but I feel like she is not that broken to the point where I felt like some people were saying she needed to get nerfed. Because then I feel like you honestly would just not use her anywhere. Or like to the point if she didn't do damage in the one place that people
No
would
one
take
would
her
use
out
her.
for.
Yeah.
And I feel like you would just never take her out kind of thing.
No, that's actually a really good way of looking at it. It's true. Like she is mainly for single target, big damage dealing, and like high skill.
What are
fighting,
your
right?
5 stars, by the way? Do you guys get it?
What are your what?
What are your
5
5
stars.
stars? Yeah.
I spent a little bit of money. I
Let's
got
go.
Jian and his weapon, and then I have
Nice.
Kalcharo and Lingyang and Encore.
Holy shit.
Wow,
a little
you
bit of
got a
money.
lot.
That
Look,
is
no, whoa, okay, it wasn't okay. Wait, look,
MrPokke
Jian was
reinforcement.
10 pulls. He was on my 3rd pull, and his weapon was 10 pulls. Okay, it wasn't that much
What?
money.
Wow.
Look at this
insane.
guy, streamer luck.
Yeah, sorry, I had to brag.
Streamer
No,
luck.
but like, who asked? No, but no, I had to put that in there somewhere. But I didn't spend that much, okay? But
Trust.
I want to try out all the characters and stuff.
True.
How is Kalcharo, by the way, after the nerf? Because I've been using him. He's my only 5 star, and I feel like he's really, really good.
No, he's great still. They kind of reduced almost everybody's damage to make. I think people were killing stuff way too fast in the betas, right? People were just kind of too strong for a lot of the content, I feel. I assume you guys have noticed, like, once you actually level up your, like, world level stuff, definitely does feel much harder overall, right? And it's only going to get further than from there. So I think Calcharo is still really good relative to everybody else, even though he's much weaker than before. Everyone's kind of weaker, except apparently for Dungeon.
I see.
But you like Calcharo, like he's feeling really good?
Yeah, he feels amazing because you get to use the charge attack, then you can switch out, and it's like you can always do like ridiculous damage. Or maybe I'm just like super invested in him. Yeah.
Wait, how invested are you?
He's my only guy that's like the Ascension 2 with the tracer thingy. Everyone else is just chilling.
Cool.
Yeah.
I put everything to Jian. No, I don't use anybody else. It's just Jian.
Oh my god, ruining the game experience. Now I'm never gonna use anything else.
Hey, I didn't go that hard. I refused to use constellations or anything.
Did you know if you max his constellation, you could do a 200k nuke at the beginning of his ult?
Bro, I looked at the like damage chart thing. He does more than 200% increased damage if you have him maxed. Like, it's ridiculous.
They literally made him so that you'll swipe for him. Like, his dupes are god mode.
Wait, is it possible to get the two dupes worth of the corals in like instantly?
Well, that's actually a problem. Is people have been doing the math about it. So I actually just looked at it kind of simply. So you could buy 35 pulls, or you could buy a dupe for Calcharo, right?
Oh,
but if you want to buy a dupe for, Jian though, it's 45 pulls worth. That's a lot of pulls.
But it's still like better, right? Because it's like 50-50, 80 summons.
But the thing is, you can't buy a character that you don't own already from it. So a lot of people it feels almost like it's more of a whale thing, because lower spenders, they would rather just get all those pulls to get a brand new character rather than a dupe, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You mean to buy more pulls, gems?
I do feel like it could be useful though. Like if you think about Star Rail, for instance, a lot of people did end up going for, let's say, E1, E2 Acheron, or like there will be characters that come out where it's like, oh, you really kind of want their the constellation, the dupes. So I think having this option is nice, because it is cheaper to just buy the dupe after getting the first copy. So I think a lot of people were asking, like, do I trade for the dupes, save them, or do I just trade for the new characters? I feel like in the beginning you do just always go for the newer characters, but as you play like a couple of months down, 2, 3, 4 months in, you might want to not immediately exchange them all for new pulls, and then you can think about, oh, maybe now that I have 2 or 3 DPSs and a decent support, I'll save up for like a S1, like the dupes, like a S1 or S2 of the future characters. So I think having the option is nice.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely correct though. Like, people should save it more than Asteroid or anything, because you can just turn it into pulls. But like,
and then you can only exchange it when it's like, okay, I know I want to pull Yingling and I don't have enough, so I'm just gonna trade everything. Because obviously, I think you definitely want to get your first copy.
Yeah. That is like a big another criticism that I saw. Even though I think it's a great option to have, right? Like, I think we can all agree it's literally just a positive. But would you guys agree that this game is more free-to-play friendly than Genshin? This is a question I keep getting, and it's like, I mean, I guess it has lower pity and higher rates, but like, we don't really know about how events and future things are gonna work, right?
I didn't really get to play Genshin too much endgame, but I played a lot of the closed beta of like all of it, and I was able to clear most of like everything in the closed beta, not being able to swipe. So I think it's very free-to-play friendly, as long as you do your dailies and everything.
Yeah, makes sense.
What about, I think Sweelie also played as much as me in the last test. What do you think, Sweelie?
Well, apparently she played more. Looking at her title, 200 hours? You doubled my hours in the beta?
Wait, sorry, I was talking to chat. What was the question?
Don't worry. Basically, like, I'm shocked how many hours you play in the beta.
Why do you spend so much time playing Wuthering Waves?
I really like the combat. I think I really like what Wuthering Waves has to offer. I feel like you can spend a lot of time. Well, there's the exploration part, which I feel like if you enjoy exploration games, there is quite many hours of just like going around the world and trying out the fun puzzles. And then if you enjoy the combat, I feel like you can really spend a lot of time on each character. But I think most of my hours in the beginning for the CBT was just me playing Danjing versus the hologram bosses, and that was just like learning the boss patterns.
Yeah.
So, and then afterwards, I think trying out all the other characters took a lot of time, and I still feel like at this point, even though I have so many hours, there's still so much I can learn about the combat in this game. And not only like the character individual combat mechanics, But because there's the intro skill and the outro skill, I feel like there's also a lot of fun things you can think about with, do I want to swap off with this character to activate their intro skill versus like this other guy's intro skill? So there's like the team building slash, I guess like character combo mechanics, like outside of your individual character mechanics. Who do you want to swap in after your dungeon? Or who do you want to swap in after your encore? So it feels like I really like the combat depth in Wuthering Waves. And I think that's one thing they definitely do quite a bit better than some of the other games, and what they have to offer and what they can really stand out with in games of a similar genre.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said that pretty well. I think this game's depth is one of the biggest things. I think maybe they should try and... I don't know if you guys remember, but like closed beta 1, when you fought Crownless, he was insane. That fight was absolutely crazy. Like it felt like a Dark Souls opening boss, like the first like tutorial boss you fight that just like completely bodies you. It felt like
I remember.
Like I think every time you died in the fight, you would just instantly revive with like full HP, because otherwise no one would ever beat the tutorial boss. Essentially, you would just get destroyed. And I feel like though they should have kept stuff like that so that people can see how crazy things can get and like start to think about like, wow, we're supposed to fight that kind of stuff. Like how insane is the combat going to get? Because you guys have probably felt it too. Like, doesn't it feel like everything on the overworld you kind of just obliterate in 2 seconds?
Yep.
I think it feels like they wanted to move in that direction to appeal to more people. Because ultimately, I think it feels like the Kuro Games' vision for the game is to be a more widely popular open world action RPG that's more appealing and has special appealing mechanics to like people that like combat.
Yeah.
It feels like they wanted to specifically move away from adding difficult challenges like right away, like what we faced in closed beta, because I think it can really turn people off from the game. Where it's like they log in and then they start playing and it's like, I can't even clear this first boss. And then, especially in a gacha game, I think the player's mentality will be, I guess this is a pay-to-win game. I guess they probably did this, so they're going to have to make me pull for the characters to have strong enough characters to defeat this content. So I kind of like how they included the harder challenges in the holograms. I'm hoping they rotate the holograms so we can have some fun, like, variety boss content. But I do feel like it's good for the general long-term longevity of the game to not make the overworld kind of like a chore. Like imagine if every day when you farm your echoes, you have to spend 5 minutes killing each mob because it's like challenging and you have to dodge. I feel like people would just like 80% of the player base would be gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's so true.
No, it's like so. Wait, it's so glad that you mentioned it. How do you guys think about the whole overworld echo thing? Do you guys think it's still like a super draggy thing, or is it like nah, I could just skip everything?
I think, okay, so I think they tried to hit a middle ground. So a recent thing that they did is you know the tacit field things you can do where you can like farm echoes? They apparently improved those and also added echo upgrade materials and stuff to them to make it so like, I think you can be a more casual player and then you just dump all of your energy straight into that and call it a day rather than feel like, oh, I have to farm the whole map. I think that's kind of what they were going for, so that like, you know, if you want to go the extra mile, you can kill all the enemies in the map or whatever. But I think that was their goal. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
They combined they used to have the 2 different ways to farm your Echo EXP and the tuners. One was like your simulation domain, and then if you notice, they removed the Echo EXP all from the simulation domain, and now you can only farm it in the tacit fields. And then they added in, you can now get echoes from your dailies. Your daily gives you echoes. And then I think they added in more echo rewards for some of the random quests. It did feel like they wanted to move away from the perceived more grindy nature of this game due to the echo farming. And I feel like late game, most of us will probably not be bottlenecked on the correct main stat echo, but will probably be bottlenecked on the tuners, which we'll need to spend our wave plates for. So that is moving more towards, I would say, the direction of like the Hoyoverse games in a way, where you are bottlenecked on how much stamina, how much resin your wave plates you have.
I think that's one of the biggest changes. That's why they made so much changes to the ecosystem and like how to farm, because that was one of the biggest complaints that people complained about during the last test. So they had to make it easier. And then they added the extra feature where you can like combine unused echoes, which helps you level up your like Pokedex faster, or your terminal. So they're trying to make it more appealing to the casual audience, I guess. Like the whole getting to catching the 5-star echoes later.
I think that so the gearing system, it makes you think of, I don't know if any of you have played it, Castlevania. Some of the like later games, essentially every enemy you killed could drop its like soul, which was like an ability. And this echo system makes me think of that. And I think it's a really, in theory, like kind of genius idea. Where every enemy has its own unique ability and like gear piece, and I think that's so interesting and inventive. But I do think that there's such a huge perceived notion that this game is just pure, like it's too grindy, I don't have time for this, I have a job, I have a life, I can't deal with this. And that was one of the big complaints people had, I think, in the beta as well before releases. They're like, you need to fix the ecosystem or like people won't like it or something. But I think it's a little too early for us to tell as well, right? If like it's working or not.
Yeah, like I think right now, even if you were to farm overall, you will probably won't even feel the burnout because you just want to play the game. But like maybe a couple of months later, you might feel it. So yeah, I can't really tell now.
Yeah. And when they add new areas, I guess we might need to farm new enemies in those areas for like new pieces of gear, because they're going to be like new unique enemies, right?
Yeah, it's almost like new domains releasing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar thing, but I do like the echo aspect of how you can equip their skill. Like that adds like another combat depth on top of like the characters kit and the team synergies. Now you have your echo that you can play around with.
Yeah, I think there's some really cool things with it. Like they changed some of the abilities since beta 2 to make some of them more interesting. I noticed that the echo that like slows time. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It was like a 1-star one.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like, what if you had a party of 3 people, they all played the main character, you know, that can slow time. Where there's a switch ability, and then everyone had that. It's like, I don't know, maybe you can do some crazy things.
For sure, like the time stop.
Actually, how does co-op work in this game?
I mean, it's basically like you go to each other's worlds and you can, you know, pick mint or whatever you want, but then also you can, I mean, I guess this game's mint pick is essentially farming echoes. But like, you know, once you kill an enemy in your world, it doesn't respawn for a day. But you can go to your friend's world and you can farm them as well. And you and your friend are both getting the drops separately. It's RNG, right? So like, I think there's some incentive to play with friends and do rotations and stuff. And I think that can actually be like kind of fun to do, I feel.
So you can then theoretically go farm like 10 roads.
Yes, yeah, you could like, bro, you just go to your
Holy
viewers,
shit.
you're like, yo, I need flautist, anyone got flautist? Then you just go to like 20 viewers' worlds, farm flautist, and like get juiced, basically.
Oh my god. Okay, what if you like
It's like non-stop artifact farming.
Yeah, like what if you like farm the world but then you didn't get it, but then your friend is full? Can you like remove it and add a new friend and then just farm again so you have infinite farming?
Yes, you could literally do that. Like if you could
my
stream
God.
all day, 24 hours a day, just being like, yo, send me your invite, and just like go to people's worlds and run.
Okay, that's absolutely crazy, but okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it's
Hopefully
like
they don't limit it.
if you're a super hardcore like player, like you can do that if you want, but otherwise you're like only a psycho is gonna do that. Like what the fuck? But like it's there, it's an option, right?
Oh my god. I hope nobody does that, but okay.
It's already being done. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, it's already been done? Oh shit.
No.
I mean, it's a single player game, so like I think a lot of people they get caught up in the fear of missing out thing. They'll just be like, oh well, people are doing that, well that it hurts their experience, right?
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't really affect them whatsoever, which is, I think people do need to look at it more in terms of it's just single player, but it's the same with like tier lists in a way, right? Where it warps your perspective, even though it doesn't really matter, and all that matters is your own personal single player fun for the most part, right? But some people are going to get a little caught up by the fact that it's like, bro, this guy has time to play 14 hours a day and he's just grinding in other people's worlds. Like, what the hell? I can't compete with that, and that discourages them, right?
Yeah.
But even though it doesn't really matter.
Wait, is
Yeah, I
that
think
the only
that's why
way?
they actually changed how the tacit fields work. So I feel like it might be a genius move, because like early game, a lot of people, because it's a new game, you do have a lot of time and you do usually want a lot of things to do in the game. So I think they do offer that. Like once you hit 20, 22, once you can unlock Co-op, I think you can have a lot of fun days of just grinding with your friends and collecting echoes. And there will be new echoes in the beginning. And then after you level up to the later levels where maybe you go a bit tired of farming every day or feeling like you might have to spend too much time, then I think we'll hit the point where we'll be capped on the tuners. So then there's like less incentive to farm echoes because you're gonna have a lot of correct main stat echoes. But you can't level them up because you don't have enough tuners.
Yeah,
I feel like that's how they kind of control the
Infinite
grind
farm.
versus the infinite farming. So players who don't have a lot of time don't feel like they're missing out. And then players that do have a bit more time can feel good still about sinking in more time in the beginning and having a lot of fun farming with friends.
Yeah, that's actually very true. You're right. That is a huge limiter to the infinite farm. They added the option to be able to combine echoes to like get random ones too, which I think is good. I don't know if you guys remember, have you tried to trash echoes in the previous beta?
Yeah.
Holy, you had to go
You
to
can
each...
still trash echoes for some
By
reason.
what?
They
What,
still let
really?
you trash echoes. You can multi-select them, but when your echo inventory
Oh,
is full, now
okay.
what happens is you can still trash them. It
I-
tells you to trash them first,
I think you
even though
couldn't...
you can fuse them.
I think you couldn't multi-select in the previous beta.
Yeah, you couldn't in the
Yeah.
beta.
You had to go to
so
each
bad.
individual item,
Damn.
say delete, and it would say, "Are you sure?" And you would say yes for
Oh my
each
God,
item.
that's
And you have
crazy.
like an inventory of 1,000 echoes.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
I was gonna say, speaking of the qualities of life, did you notice the items all auto pick up now?
Oh yeah, that was
That
so
was
good.
really
Wait, really? I never.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still spamming F.
You only need to spam F on the materials.
Sekiro brained.
Yeah, in CBT you had to pick up every monster drop that dropped, and all the chests. I think you also needed to spam F to pick up. Now everything auto picks up except for the materials in the world.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually
works.
think that's amazing, honestly.
I really like it.
My favorite thing is you open it, you climb a mountain, you open a chest, and every item flies off the mountain at 1,000,000 miles an hour off into the void.
yeah, that happened.
So stupid. Like that would happen all the time. I would just be like, brother, like I would be mashing as fast as possible to grab it so it didn't all just fly off the edge.
Or roll down the hill, you have to chase it.
Oh my
Spamming F while chasing it down the hill. I was like, oh my god.
Wait, question for the co-op, does that mean you only farm for like the overworld? That means you can't do like boss fights or like the Memory of Chaos and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah,
do like
can't.
unfortunately. I
You can
really
do
think
field boss, but
Okay, so it's exactly the same as like Genshin co-op, so it's just overworld.
yeah.
Okay,
I think
okay,
they
okay.
should add. I think if they had like a multiplayer, like Abyss and all those things, like they just balanced it to be that, like make it harder. I think people would really like that a lot, though. Any excuse to play with other people, I
So
think.
it'll be like Monster Hunter, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Well,
would be fun.
Right.
Wait, they were supposed to add the
Yeah.
whale boss. I just remembered, like a long time ago, from like the trailers, they had like the narwhal whale from PGR or something, but
Really?
they never added it. Yeah. Like
Well, maybe
CBT1
future
trailers.
content. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like also, some people were saying like, what if they added raid bosses? That could
Yeah,
actually
maybe.
work in this game. I feel like because. I don't know. You still have to get good and like dodge stuff, and they could have like phases where it's like, oh, you have to stagger the boss right now, or this happens, and like everyone saves their like, I don't know, stagger echoes for certain moments and other things. Like I don't know. I think there's a lot of.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential. And if
It
they're worried
does.
about the ping issues, I feel like they could just put everyone into like 3 separate instances where it's kind of like single player, but then collectively you do damage, and then you come back together to
Oh,
the boss.
that's
Like I'm
actually
thinking,
true.
if it's like, because there will be a lot of, I think, co-op ping issues, but what if they put us everyone into like 3 instances, and then you fight the boss, and then when the boss gets downed, like if everyone knocks down their boss, you all go back into the same room, and then you can like combo together.
It's like a
They still
long
have like a little
raid.
bit of like a combo time with your friends, but you don't have to worry about the ping issues. And then you can also get your own instance of like doing your own things. I think it could
Yeah.
be really fun. I'm hoping they explore the co-op, harder
sure.
content in
Co-op is
co-op
fun.
too.
Actually, sounds like a pretty good idea. Yeah, that's a good solution. I played a lot of Fantasy Star Online too. I don't know if you guys know anything about that game, but that game, like I played on the Japan server. I live in America, so like 300 ping, but you wouldn't feel a single bit of ping. Kind of like what's happening with MrPokke right now,
Yeah,
because the game's
yep.
so client side instead of server side. What would happen is you're playing multiplayer, and you would see like everything would be disjointed. So you'd be fighting the boss, and it would be doing attacks. but you would see like your party member, they would be like running into a wall or like punching the air like an idiot. But in their game, they're fighting the boss and it's facing them and you look like an idiot pretty much. But like you're all fighting the boss, but it's desynced for all the other players, so like they're all doing their own thing kind of.
I think that kind of happens in Wuthering Waves co-op. Like after a while, if you like maybe like let's say you playing for like 20 minutes, you start desyncing, and you'd see like I'd see you like hitting a wall, but you're hitting air.
I think that was happening when we were doing co-op in
last beta.
Right? It's like I would just be like, I would be like, bro, what are you doing? Are you okay? You would just be like spazzing on the air as Lingyang or something, and you're actually playing a wolf.
That's funny.
I mean, I think there is so much potential. I really hope that I think the developers probably are listening, right? Like with the amount of stuff. I mean, maybe this is just Coop. If I say anything, it's just Coop. That like, welcome to 2024. But, I don't know. Like, it would be cool to see some of this stuff be fully realized because, like just like how Swilly was saying, and I think we can all agree, like the depth of the combat. It just feels really good. How does it compare to Sekiro, MrPokke? How do you compare that?
Oh my god, yo, Sekiro is a goddamn masterpiece. Like, oh my god, it's such a beautiful game. Like, everything's perfect. So, it's just, it doesn't have the Abobas, but yeah.
Stellar Blade has that.
yeah, wrong game, buddy.
Not PC though, so it is what it is, yeah. Wait, are you guys gonna main Wuthering Waves? Is this like a main?
Yeah.
Is it all in?
For now, yeah.
Oh, I was
MMO.
kind of gonna try and do that essentially. That's what I wanted to do because I was looking forward to this game. I also saw it as an opportunity, bro. Like, let's just say 7,999 hours of FX7 is enough.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't know if I want to hit that 8,000 mark. It's a big step for me.
How do you still play a game nowadays? Is it like still alive?
Well, I mean, it's like my stream is my in quotes job, right?
Right.
So
True.
it's basically my life.
But the game itself, is it like popular and like?
I'm gonna be honest, it's really not that like big of a game. Like if you compare it to like, I don't know, Honkai Star Rail, it's minuscule.
Right.
It's a tiny game, but like it has a very dedicated community. It's very strange how dedicated and like into the game the community is, even though it's so much smaller than something like HSR or Genshin or anything. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like I think Wuthering Waves had so much potential. I was like, this is the game. This is what I want to be playing, you know? Like, and then I'm just like, shit, no. They didn't put it in the oven fully. They fucked it up. Lower temperature. Even though I like this game so much, but
I mean they can fix it after a couple of days. It's just a couple of like lag issues mainly.
Oh, you say a couple of days. I don't know about coding. Well, I mean, actually, I got a degree in coding, but I still don't know anything about coding. I'm still literally clueless. Coding.
Yeah.
And like, who knows how long it'll take? It could take them a day. It could take them a year to fix some of the issues. For all we know, right? Depends how hard they work, how confident they are. Like, what if it's just baked in issues where they're like, holy shit, our engine is completely fucked, that we're like, how we built everything on top of this. Like,
oh no.
I hope that it's like a quick thing. And like, did you guys see the hot fix that immediately dropped like right after? Like there were some issues and they went bam, immediately fixed. And I was like, hey, nice job. Like they're pretty impressive actually.
Really hope they fix the optimization issues, because I think that's a huge one for a lot of people. If they can't even play the game smoothly, they're not gonna give it a try.
Yeah, and like gacha, like FOMO, all that, they're just gonna not try it. Oh my god, I can't even play it first day and I forget it. It's quite important.
Dude, I don't know if you guys saw the amount of people. This happens with every game that's ever come out, by the way, is like, game will be like preload, game comes out in 2 days. The reviews, 1 star, can't play this game, trash. It's like, these are the people that we have to deal with, you know? These are the people that, they're like, their game will have any problem and they'll just uninstall immediately, right? Like, they're done. People were saying they were getting scammed by Wuthering Waves because they downloaded it early and couldn't play. So, it's a bit of an issue, right? First impressions are kind of everything, right? Kind of hard to come back from having a bad first impression. I mean, some games do it, you know, like Cyberpunk and No Man's Sky and stuff, but I'm not sure if the gacha world's as forgiving, you know?
It's quite
Yeah, I
tight
think
because like Zenless is also coming out in like 2 months. So
True, Zenless gonna be a while.
Zenless, it's going to be big. It's going to succeed well. I mean, at this point, Hoyo is like, it's the new Blizzard in a way. It's like Eastern Blizzard. It's like everything they make is like a big deal, hype. Everyone's excited, right? So I think Zenless Zone Zero is going to probably do really well overall, but not as much as Genshin Honkai Star Rail. But I guess it directly competes kind of with this game, right? Both very combat heavy games.
I think the combat system is quite similar, but this one is open world, another one is completely like just fighting, and then the TV thingy.
TVs.
So not as much exploration for sure. But I think combat system is quite similar. The parry and the swapping and the QTE and all that. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, that's one of the big things about this game, right? Is like the combat is kind of one of the big selling points, I feel. Oh, well. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was thinking the important part isn't having issues. I think most games have issues on release. It's how the devs address it and how quickly they can address like the bigger issues.
100 pulls and everyone will be happy.
No, like, okay, polls, that's true, but like if they give 100 polls, people were like, all right, I'm downloading right now. But also, yeah, I think that's actually 100% true. Is like when you see developers that feel like they care and they come up with like, you know, like a, I don't know, 3-point plan, like this is what we're gonna do. We're working on this, and then this is our plan for this thing, and this is how we're gonna fix that. I think that earns a lot of respect for players.
I think Kuro's been quick to fix most of the issues, right? Like when people complain about echoes, then when they wanted to cater the story to be like more casual, they catered to I think they've been giving into what the community wants. Like I remember in the developer said they had a vision for the game, but they couldn't go with the dark vision theme of the game that they wanted to be like, because everyone wanted like a light world, so they couldn't really go through with the original vision for Wuthering Waves, I guess. Right?
Is that why the story became a lot more lighthearted and stuff too, from what I've heard?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, people are supposed to die or like, what up? What's the story supposed to be?
The game has changed so much. Every feedback they've just like input every feedback in. I feel like it.
Yeah, I guess listening to the players too much is a bad thing, right? I guess that is like a not positive thing when you should have your own vision in mind always, of like, we want the game to be like this. We'll like help it be a little bit more towards what you want, but like we're not going to budge on some of these things. That is actually really true. And I heard in the first closed beta the story was like kind of way darker, and like none of the characters like trusted you and you didn't trust them and stuff like that. But then like they changed the story to you just show up and everyone's friends, kind of.
Yeah, there was a sense of feeling of danger, but now the sense of feeling of danger doesn't appear until like you're way deeper in the story.
I think right where I am, honestly.
Yeah.
I think MrPokke is also in the same exact like quest line.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think so.
actually the best quest line so far. In the
I just
game.
saw Taoqi's nuclear abobas, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just Taoqi. Oh my god, that character. They should have made that character S tier OP. People would be lining up to play this.
I really felt that she wasn't that bad when I played her though. It's like she's very comfy. She's like she's like a free blood that you just never die. And then there isn't really like a time limit for like the story fight. So I think casuals are kind of like her. I don't know. I think she was quite alright when I used her back in CV2.
Yeah, I think people just felt like she was a little jank to use or something like that. But I agree. It's like the same as Jianxin, like super comfy. When you're playing that character,
reinforcements.
Like, I remember when I was doing closed beta 2, I literally had fights I would just stand still and not move at all because she's just like shielding so hard. Yeah, I think you're right. Like, I guess it's an issue with tier lists, right? It's a big problem of like people's expectations. Even if a character they like and is fun or something, they care more about what everyone considers to be the best over what they might actually enjoy in the game. Maybe some people should try Taoqi instead of writing her off, right?
Sorry, I'm at the cutscene with Taoqi and then everybody's assembling. Bro, and then there's Lingyang, they're just dancing like a clown. Like, what is
like
Blood
dancing.
even doing with his life?
Dude, why is he even...
Yeah,
They took a 10-year-old kid to war.
I remember that
It's so
cutscene.
funny. Yeah, no, the cutscene is over already, but it's I think
The
part 6.
Avengers assemble.
Yeah, the Avengers Assemble. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah,
the hell is he even
Yeah, Lingyang shows up to start dancing.
doing?
Okay, bro, no joke. Lingyang's story quest.
I wanted to start a new game plus.
Wait, did you play through it?
Yeah, I actually did, but I skipped it. I definitely skipped it, but I finished it.
It's
Yeah.
so long.
Well, the thing is, no, here's the thing. You tried to skip it. Like,
Right.
you tried as hard as you could, but you were there. You saw it all, right?
Right.
And the amount of people that I've heard be like, "Oh my god, this character, like Lingyang, like."
At least you got the CBT.
hatred.
At least you got the open beta voice, CBT2 voice. Yeah, to suffer.
Hmm. Wait, Sweetly's doing the quest right now, I think.
Yeah, I'm doing the quest right now. No.
I'm doing the Lingyang quest right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay. It's something else.
That's my third time doing the quest.
it's your third
Oh
time.
my god.
It's my third time running through this
Oh my
domain.
goodness.
I like the domain though. I like the side scrolling mode.
Yeah,
I was kind of hoping they did a bit more. There was like that one in the open world. And then besides the Lingyang quest, I don't think we actually go into this mode that much more.
I think there's like one other dungeon thing where we do that. There's like a time limit to get to the end or something.
Yeah, I like the side scrolling mode. I think they did a pretty good job of like transitioning between the side scrolling mode and then your normal combat action mode. I was sad it wasn't in more places.
I think I might actually become a Lingyang main. He just has so much hate. At this
Oh my
point.
You know,
god.
do it. Show
Yeah.
everyone how to Lingyang.
But yeah,
dance.
it's like if I could do everything with Lingyang, it's like the tier lists even matter anymore. Or how about like Taoqi, you know?
I feel like you can probably solo with Taoqi just because you can just tank everything.
Yeah, true. And she has like heals and stuff built
Yeah,
in.
she'll just never die.
The only problem is like time limits in the game, right?
Ah,
Otherwise you
right.
could just
Yeah,
be
yeah,
Oh yeah, I
invincible.
hate that. The time limits.
Oh, yeah, I guess the quest you're doing, Pokke, this is going to like the new area that no one's been to. Like,
Okay.
This wasn't in the beta or anything. This is all new.
Okay. Sounds good.
What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Anyone else have anything to say? So I don't really like do podcasts or anything. I'm just kind of.
Just chilling and
It's
calling.
more chill. Yeah.
I've done nothing today but playing Wuthering Waves, so like it's nice talking to people.
The grind.
Well, I mean, thanks a bunch everybody for joining. Just by the way, I know it was super short notice, and like, I mean, I haven't even ever talked to you, MrPokke. So it's like,
Yeah.
I just thought, you know, you seemed like the kind of guy that could like join on in and just kind of hang out and start talking. So
All
Good
good.
luck with the next 12 hours of your 24-hour day. 24-hour
thank you.
stream.
24.
Insane.
I'll probably see you guys when I wake up, right?
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see. What
I
happens.
probably won't be up.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I would love.
Oh.
See you all next day. See you all tomorrow for sure. Just one time. Yeah.
Have fun playing the game.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes. Have a good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks
Bye.
for inviting me.
Thanks a- well, yeah, I don't know. I was just decided to invite you guys. I was like, you know, you all seem cool. I'd watch all your content, like all three of you, and I thought, hey, it'd be cool to talk to you all. So, thanks for coming by, everybody. Appreciate you.
Alright.
Yep. Laters.
Later.
Bye.